Championship Sunday here in Portland. A 10 a.m. start here in the Rose Quarter. We're at the Moda Center, Iowa, on top of UConn, 41-35. Eric Freed, the Hall of Famer.
How about Caitlin Clark? We've talked about her as an incredible scorer. Well, how about in transition, coming down, putting her head down, 4 defenders between her and the basket. It doesn't matter. Gets a chance for the and one. But we know she can also do what? She can distribute. This time, of course, all eyes are on Caitlin Clark. The 3 players back are going to come to her. Perfect time to deliver to the teammate in the corner for Martin to hit the 3. Her supporting cast has been outstanding so far this game.
It's really remarkable when you look at it. AZ Fudd was 0 for 5 on threes. Caitlin Clark was 0 for 4 on threes. But when you look at that third line down there with Connecticut, on cue. 1 for 10. They missed their first 9 field goal attempts. I just looked across the court a moment ago. Gino Auriemma was having a very animated conversation with you, Holly Rowe. What was he saying?
Well, he said Iowa is doing a really good job standing there being aggressive on defense, but we're helping them because we're standing there not being aggressive on offense. He is looking for movement. He wants them to get back in transition better. That was a great cut by Aubrey Griffin there, getting to the basket, and he wants more movement. That goes for the zone, flashing to that free throw line area to get the ball inside better against this zone that Iowa's been playing. And then as for getting AZ Fudd involved, he said she is standing there, not making quick decisions when she has been open. He wants her to get a better quick decision when she's got to look, and then to move more without the basketball, get some cuts going.
And Holly, they had that good decision making early in the game going against the zone. They were comfortable there. AZ Fudd was comfortable there, and then, or against the man. And then when Iowa went into the zone, that's when things got a little more stagnant. As far as AZ Fudd, Coach Auriemma's not going to be mad if she just shoots it every time she touches it. They want her to shoot the ball more, even if she has a slow start to a game.
He just said a couple of weeks ago, he always wants you to shoot more. He doesn't care if it's 20, 30, or 40 shots. If you're a shooter, that's music to your ears.
Yeah, she's got the prettiest stroke in the country.
And when Steph Curry is wearing your jersey to his press conference, I'll tell you what kind of shot she's got. Marshall, 6 to shoot. Kate Martin had a really good second quarter, and with 2 on the shot clock, a foul is called on Connecticut.
And AZ Fudd played terrific defense and then made the little mistake at the end. How about the cross-court pass, though, by Monica Czinano? Gabby Marshall was over there jumping up and down, wide open, and Czinano was the one who found her.
Here's Clark. As we mentioned, struggling to find the range from outside the three-point line. Warnock, that won't drop, and a rebound by Lou Lopez-Seneschal, held to 2 points in the first half, picked up a couple of fouls in the first quarter. Fudd with 2 in the first half. That one that drops in. She was 1 for 8 from the field in the first half, and as we mentioned, 0 for 5 from outside the three-point line.
Yeah, she's going to need to do that. Seek shots, whether it's a quick dribble pull-up. She just has to seek shots.
Martin, tough shot. She scored all 11 of her points in the second quarter, helping Iowa to a 6-point lead at halftime. Mule into Griffin, who gets tied up. Possession arrow will keep it with Connecticut.
AZ Fudd just, bobbing behind Aaliyah Edwards to get to her mid-range shot. That's seeking a shot. They need her to do that more.
Baseline out of bounds play, an open look for Lou Lopez-Seneschal. She's got 4. 2-point game. Clark with the drive and the kick, and Martin stays hot.
I want to be a 3-point shooter on a team with Caitlin Clark. She drives in a little bit. Everybody's going to collapse on her, and then Martin with the wide open 3.
That turned you into a good 3-point shooter?
Well, number 1, I want to be a 3-point shooter. Then number 2, I want to be a 3-point shooter on a team with her.
You're asking for so much.
I know. Christmas is coming, though.
That's right. Put it on your list. Let's see what Santa does. Off the turnover, Clark. Beautiful find. And the finish by Warnock.
Warnock's been really, really good today. She was great the last time these teams met in the Sweet 16. Great job running the floor.
Fudd looks it from mid-range again. Czinano is the only player on the floor for Iowa who is not a three-point threat. Everyone else will take and will usually make threes as Warnock knocks it down from deep.
Her shots weren't necessarily falling in the first half. They are here in the second, Warnock's. But she was working hard and doing some other things. And now she has found her stroke.
Turnover. Mistake by Connecticut. Taken away by Iowa. Clark to Czinano. Back outside to Martin. For three.
Czinano delivered that pass on the money. You know how hard that is to do when you're falling out of bounds? Her teammates know.
This Iowa starting five has been together for 3 years. They know where each other is at all times, it seems, and they have forced UConn to take a timeout. It's an 11-point game.
How about when your 6'4" center falling out of bounds can deliver a dime right into the shooter's pocket? All right, Kate Martin.
Iowa on a run right now, an 11-2 run right now, and Kate Martin's been a big part of it, Holly Rowe.
Well, she's having the game of her life right now. I was talking to her Aunt Julie in the stands, and she said she has wanted to be a Hawkeye since she was 5 years old. She would come and watch them in their arena, and she has wanted to do this. She didn't know if she'd ever be good enough, but she kept working, and here she is wearing a Hawkeye jersey, having the game of her life against UConn. What a story.
17 points for Martin. Her season high before today was 6. Good defense by Ducharme into the game for Connecticut, and it's saved by Edwards.
Only Holly Rowe in the middle of the game. Well, somebody find, is your Aunt Judy or Aunt Julie? Julie.
I think Holly does have the family tree for all players on hand at all time, just for moments like this when Kate Martin is going off. Fudd now with 8 points, 6 coming in the second half. Too strong for Clark. Ducharme with the rebound. Fudd, little hesitation. This is where her offense has been right now. Mid-range game.
Mid-range, and she's using her dribble really effectively. And give her credit because she struggled to make shots in the first half, and give her credit for staying with it here in the third quarter.
Marshall tries to take Lou Lopez Seneschal off the dribble, but UConn a little bit better defensively here as Iowa's put 52 on the board, and we still have 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Good drive, and Seneschal gets beat, but uses her long arms to get the block from behind. Oftentimes, blocks come because you've gotten beat on the drive. I know that from experience.
See, you haven't forgotten it. Some things you don't forget.
No.
Martin with the skip over to Marshall, launches a three. Mule with the rebound. Dropped it off. Ducharme with a head of steam to the basket. Just wouldn't drop, but a good job on the glass by Ayanna Patterson into the game for Connecticut for her first points.
How about Patterson? It felt like she hung in the air for a while until the ball landed in her hands.
Clark looking for her first three. Still looking. Fudd with the rebound, and the door ajar here for Connecticut after falling behind by 11. Fudd makes the pass again. It's Patterson.
That door's not ajar. That door is getting kicked in right now by Connecticut. Iowa needs a good possession here to break this 8-0 UConn run. Again, small lineup in for Connecticut in the front court. Look to Czinano. There you go.
Just wouldn't drop. Usually she gets it in there. It's all over. That one just rolled right out. Now Fudd found the range inside the arc. Now she's in rhythm, and she connects for the first time outside the three-point line. And we're tied at 52.
Welcome to the Phil Knight Legacy Championship. Easy Fudd. Hello, third quarter. AZ Fudd has been a different player offensively here in the third quarter, seeking out her shots. It started in the mid-range, off of the dribble, getting the feel of watching the ball go through the hoop, and then the exclamation exclamation mark right there before the Lisa Bluder timeout as she drains a three. A very different AZ Fudd here in the third quarter.
Very different UConn team after falling behind by 11. You see the numbers for Fudd scoreless in the first. Had 2 at halftime. Now a total of 13 points. Went 1 for 8 from the field in the first half. So Iowa was up 11. Gino Auriemma took a timeout. Now his team is on an 11-0 run. It forced an Iowa timeout. Let's see what the Hawkeyes do with this possession.
They're trying to isolate Czinano on the right block, but Connecticut's help side defense is there.
Aubrey Griffin back into the game for Connecticut. Shot clock is now down to 7. Clark working with Czinano. Clark gave it up, down to 1. Deep 3, Warnock to beat the shot clock.
That was 29 seconds of really, really good defense by Connecticut, and then a shot maker just making a tough shot.
Now Marshall trying to defend AZ Fudd, gets a screen from Griffin, and now she is hot.
This feels like second half versus Texas AZ Fudd right here.
Fudd went for 32 in that game. She had 17 in the fourth in the win against the Longhorns. Martin to Warnock. Warnock. Aubrey Griffin gets called for the foul.
Connecticut did a great job defensively, keeping the ball out of the post. 29 seconds of good D, and McKenna Warnock says, yeah, nice 29. I've got 1 of good offense. And then on the other end, AZ Fudd uses the screen. Defense goes behind. You never go behind an on-ball screen with AZ Fudd.
Warnock at the free throw line. Griffin now with 3 personal fouls, so 3 on Griffin, 2 on Lopez Seneschal for Connecticut. No one with more than 1 for Iowa. Griffin is out. Edwards is on. Nika Mule closing in on another double-digit assist night. She's got 9.
Triangling 2 right now, and you see Caitlin Clark was face guarding Seneschal, and Marshall was face guarding AZ Fudd, and somehow Seneschal still able to get the shot.
Tied at 57. And that's going to be a traveling violation on Iowa as Warnock traveled.
Last possession, you see triangle in 2 by Iowa. Face guarding the 2 guards for Connecticut. They're still in that here, so now you can still run screening action for those players using AZ Fudd as a screener.
Or you can find Aaliyah Edwards.
Yeah, right at the top. And it's the player who sets the screen often is the player who's open for the shot. So Edwards set the screen for Fudd, and then she was able to look and catch the ball.
First points for Aaliyah Edwards here in the second half, now with 16. Marshall kicks it out to the open shooter. Patterson with a rebound. She's been good in her minutes off the bench here in the third quarter. Mule to Edwards, knocked down by Warnock. Second foul on Warnock. You hear Nika Mule sorting out traffic. She is in the double figures now with 10 assists. 15 against NC State, 10 against Duke in her last 2 games leading up to this one. Fudd had a little bit of an opening. Breakdown defensively for Iowa, and AZ Fudd takes advantage. 18 points for Fudd. Now Caitlin Clark. Clark hasn't scored here in the second half. And Patterson gets called for the foul, bodying up against Czinano.
So we've seen AZ Fudd in the mid-range. We've seen AZ Fudd hit 3s in here. Hesitation, gets inside, hitting inside as well.
Well, AZ Fudd had a moment last year. We saw at the Final Four in practice before the championship game in tears. And Gino Auriemma has worked with her on her mentality. She's a perfectionist. She wants everything to be right. So this cold-blooded killer out here, 16 points in the third quarter. This is the step he was looking for. She's moved on to the next play and playing great.
And part of that, Holly, right, is being healthy and confident. It's really hard to be confident and feeling good about yourself when you're not 100% healthy. She is this year.
And then you can see there on the defensive end, she came in to help as well, just showing that well-rounded game as she continues to elevate her play. Fully healthy here in her sophomore year after missing time last year with the injury, battling the foot injury. And that's going to be a foul against Connecticut as Edwards got tangled up with Warnock.
We've talked this season about how Aaliyah Edwards has kind of returned to the dominant player she was as a freshman. And when she was a freshman, Gino Auriemma called her a human offensive foul because of how aggressively she posts up. That was a little...
that was a flashback?
That was, yes, a flashback to freshman year right there.
Last year, 8 points, 5 rebounds a game. Played well in the Big East tournament. But as a freshman, better than 10 points a game. 6 starts that year, and she has been a big piece of Connecticut's success so far this season. 4-0 wins over Texas, over Duke, over NC State, now taking on 9th-ranked Iowa. Clark, Mule there, holding her ground defensively. Good job by Nika Mule, and the shot clock expires. Still time for UConn here, 8.4 to go in the quarter.
Both teams were running down as if it was the end of the quarter. You still got time. Give maybe AZ Fudd a touch, maybe?
Fudd lost the handle. Who touched it last? Connecticut did. Now there's plenty of time for Iowa.
That was great defense. Gabby Marshall got around. That's the reason Fudd lost the handle. Gabby Marshall right there.
Czinano into the hands of Clark. She is magical, especially from the logo, but not this time. I thought maybe, just maybe, it was going to drop, because we've seen that before. 61-57, Connecticut. They were down 6 at halftime, but they have a strong third quarter.